We purchased the property Annandale in '95. It was just purely a wool growing property at that stage, and then we diversified into cropping as well.
You know, we had the whole thing modelled and worked out that there was always going to be enough water to grow a minimal amount of crop. And then in 2006, all that went out the window and the crop failed, and we went from feeling like we had the business in control and we could go on investing, and then to having all that pretty well taken away.
The drought was actually catastrophic, I guess, for us. We barely had enough water for sheep, let alone putting on crops, so we had to cease all our crops at that stage. We had a number of people working here and we had to retrench. We were just really treading water.
Should we sell? Should we stay? Should we refocus on other areas? You know, what should we do?
I think it was 3-4 years actually, yeah, we were in drought for. And at that point was when Richard actually started to think about the fact that we've got a large body of water sort of up behind us here, and whether we might be able to get it down into this sort of catchment and further catchments and actually utilise that water.
I actually put two strategies in play at the end of that period. One was to chase high security water, and the other one was to diversify the business. We ended up with the high surety water, and we had to do something with that, and we ended up with a diversification as well. So that's where Seedhouse came from. So the drought was really the catalyst for all of that. We really had to find an enterprise that could capitalise on, you know, that high surety water, and one of the key reasons that we got involved in dairying is that the production system in dairying is so much more predictable than anything we'd been involved in before. It's just about having control over your environment, you know, so that's the biggest constraint about farming, particularly in Australia, is managing your climate. So irrigation starts to give you that control. For me, it's all about, you know, predictability of production, and so, you know, once you've got a business where you can predict what you're going to produce, you can predict the quantities and qualities, then you can start to manage your business a lot more effectively. You don't make a change like that dairy without needing a few years to consolidate. We've got a couple of managers managing separate enterprises. It'll take a while to bed all that down. So I really want to get the system and processes right, and then so that if we do decide to expand in any way, that we've got a really good base to build off. We work as a partnership. I see my role as support. Richard, he's been probably the innovator, and what I've brought to the business is my understanding of people and their intricacies. I think it's really important that everyone needs to work cooperatively within a farm, and actually everyone fully understand what the aims and objectives are of the whole business. My priorities and goals are to see that everyone that works here is engaged, and that they actually get something, they learn something from the property, and that they feel like that they're part of something that's actually going somewhere. I'd have to say that certainly, you know, from a purely production point of view, we've ticked all the boxes, you know, met all our targets as far as, you know, our ability to produce milk from grass. So, and actually, as it's turned out, the last 6 months in Tasmania has been a terrible drought, and we've actually come through that pretty well unscathed, because we've designed a system to produce milk under irrigation.
I like the way our business has evolved, and the way this place has evolved, and I'd rather be here than anywhere else.